What was it like being a smoker? What didn't you like about it?
Actually, I said this to my kids and my son-in-law yesterday. I felt like that addiction was ruling my life. No matter what I did or where I went, I had to have a cigarette. I couldn't, in the morning when I got up, I could not face the day unless I had a cup of coffee and two cigarettes. And I felt like, said everywhere I went was, will I be able to smoke there? I'll have a smoke before I go, or I'll have a smoke when I get there. It it impacted on my life more than I realised it ever did.
Okay. And why did you decide to quit?
The reasons I told you: health,
Yeah.
um, lines, wrinkles, um, having dull skin, having hair that's smoky, and it's becoming more and more socially unacceptable. And I was finding it harder to smoke somewhere I didn't want to be. Like, I never smoked walking around a footpath or a shopping centre. I always sat down somewhere, but it was getting to the point where I was feeling like a real social leper. So it was the health, the vanity, the money, and my two little grandsons, like yesterday, or when I was up there with the fires. I couldn't have been nicking in and out for a cigarette because I was stressed and wanted to smoke when I had a 7-week-old baby and a little 3-year-old in my care in my daughter's house with the threat of bushfires about to burn the house down.
Yeah.
And yet that addiction, I still would have been going out for a cigarette. And they're the reasons I said that why I stopped, and I feel better. And my health. I don't want to be the smelly old stinky nana. And I don't want to have lung cancer or any other health issues and not see these two little boys grow up into young men.
Yeah, absolutely. And what does it feel like now that you actually stopped smoking?
I feel better. I feel like I've actually back in control of my life. And it's given me incentive. As I said to you before, I decided I was clearing out toxic habits, toxic people, toxic relationships. And it's given me the strength and the empowerment to continue on that path.
And has anybody asked you that is smoking now, what the experience was like and about them wanting to stop smoking?
Yeah, my sister asked me on Sunday
Yeah.
because she has actually given up here and there a few times, whether it might have been for a week, might have been for a month, and then she gets on the phone and says, "Oh, we have a chat every so often," and she says, "Oh, I haven't smoked for a month. I feel so good." She said, "Margaret, you've got to stop. You've got to quit. You've got to give it up. You'll feel so much better." Blah blah blah. But she keeps going back to it. So she asked me on Sunday, and I've told her how I did become a non-smoker. And she said, "How much is it?" And I said, 500. She goes, "Oh, shit, that's heaps of money." I said, "I know, Janet, but it's a month's worth of cigarettes." And I think I was the same. You think it's a lot of money because you're doing it in a lump sum up front, but you don't notice the cigarettes cost when you're buying a packet every couple of days or every day. So I think she's thinking about it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Because I said to her, I've tried everything else. I said, it's the only thing that's worked for me.
Mm. Yeah, so what have you noticed in terms of being freed up from giving up smoking? What are the biggest things that you've noticed being free now?
Well, I've probably already saved myself $150.
Yeah,
I'm not, yeah, like I said, I've already saved $150. I wake up in the morning and I now go and have a nice cup of tea. I've got so much more time. I did not realise too the impact and the time I spent smoking. Pardon me, I can get up, get dressed, pack my bag to go to my daughter's and leave in like an hour when it used to take me 2 hours because I'd have to have my coffee and two cigarettes. Then I'd come inside. Oh, I'd want another smoke. I'd go out and sit there and have a smoke. Then I'd come in and do something. Then I'd go out for another smoke and I think, oh, I've got to drive to the Hunter for 2 hours. I might have another smoke before I go. It's given me a lot more time. It's given me more quality time with my grandchildren. It's made me more positive about myself. If I can rid myself of that filthy addiction that controlled my life, there are so many other areas of my life that I can clean up. And as I said, I was eating a huge amount of junk, but even yesterday driving home from the Hunter, I had a whole packet of licorice all sorts. And I turned to my daughter because she liked to drive home, and especially when we get to Newtown, like does my head in going over the Harbour Bridge she drives. I actually ate the last licorice all sorts, screwed up the bag, and I said to Laura, you know what, I'm done with eating shit. So today, I've already planned what I'm having for lunch, which is fresh fruit. Dinner tonight is going to be, I didn't want to go shopping, so it's just going to be some ham and cheese toasty jaffles with a fruit salad and yogurt. And I'm done with eating the rubbish as well. So many years ago when I was a non-smoker, my diet was exceptionally healthy, and I can already feel myself going back to that. So that's another thing. But more importantly, as I said, it's given me the sense of empowerment that I can, if I can do that, I can do anything. And
Yeah.
having that extra time with my grandchildren without my daughter nagging me, oh, Mum, you smell of smoke, because she gets asthma too. And like she said, the third-hand smoke on my clothes. It wasn't good when my little 7-week-old grandson snuggled up to me. So it's, and I feel like it's given me back my life. And that sounds a bit corny, but it's how it is really. It's given me back the chance to be what I want to be, how I want to be, and the actually some of the funds to now do the things I want to do as well. But having my daughter tell me she's proud of me, that was the best thing. That was like the icing on the cake, because she and I are very close.
Yeah.
She's my little soulmate. We've always been close. Son-in-law, he's what every mum wants for her daughter. He's a good-looking young man. He works hard. All he cares about in life is my daughter and their 2 sons. I adore this young man. And he was due to do a night shift at the mines last night, but because the fires were so close, him and quite a few other guys just didn't go to work. They couldn't risk it. He was out hosing the roof. That's how close the fires were. So after we got all that organised, we were sitting down, and he said to me, how much do you actually spend on cigarettes? So I told him the cost, and he actually worked it out for me, and he worked out I was spending $501.85 a month on cigarettes. So my guesstimate of $500 a month was pretty close.
Yeah.
So like he worked it out for the year, and like I said, it's $6,000.
Yeah.
And I thought, my God, I've been spending that much money for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I could have paid off the mortgage twice.
And that's